Page 330, Chapter 20. Didn't I tell you they were real? As I've said previously, when we were teenagers, there was a great fascination for homemade black powder. It was easy to make, although of inferior quality. Most could get a bang or a whoosh that filled the garage with thick white smoke. Most of us were amateurs, and the results were disheartening. Yet a select few really knew what they were doing and achieved amazing results. Of course, the Hanson brothers were legendary, but there was another pair just as good, if not better. Known far and wide for their excellent rockets and homemade bombs, the Elderkin brothers were black powder masters. Big rockets were their specialty, and they made astounding creations, large and small. However, they gained their reputation with their famous Al Capone bombs. Those fat little round black bombs in the cartoons with a white X painted on them, those are what I'm talking about. The brothers were ingenious. They would blow up a balloon, cover it with thick layers of newspaper, soaked in a flour and water mix, and let it dry. Then, removing the balloon, they would fill the ball to the brim with black powder, paint it black, slap on a white X, add a fuse, and it was ready to go. Well, maybe not ingenious, but pretty darn cool. However, this ingenuosity got a friend of mine in a lot of trouble and led me to be standing in a cow barn talking to the FBI. Page 331. LaughingPat. I had a good buddy named Pat who lived up in the city of Jamestown. I honestly cannot recall how we became friends back then, and I suppose it doesn't really matter. Nevertheless, friends we were. So much so, I would hitchhike up to hang out with him, and he would do the same for me. Every time he came down, he carried an old bowling bag with a change of clean clothes and food for the road. It was only 7 or 8 miles, but sometimes it took a couple of hours, and skinny as he was, he ate like a rat. This particular time, Pat had shown up to raise hell with me on Halloween night. Our little town of Frewsburg was notorious for being open-minded and letting the kids have all the fun they wanted. As long as nothing was damaged and no one got hurt, everything flowed like a Mardi Gras parade. The night passed on. We raised a fair amount of mischief, and it was time for him to hitchhike back home. As he was leaving, he asked to borrow my jacket, because it had turned very cold and snow was beginning to blow in the air. Asking to borrow my sacred leather jacket in 1955 was asking me to rip my heart out. It was a very, very special jacket. I even valued it way over my red James Dean windbreaker. That's how much I loved the thing. It was black leather motorcycle jacket with all the trimmings, chrome stars on the shoulders, tiny chrome beads running down the sleeves, and of course the mandatory rabbit's foot on the zipper. Warm, comfortable, and bulletproof. I really loved that thing. I had worked long and hard to get it, and I didn't want to part with it. I really didn't. Come on, man, it's a long hike back uptown. Come on, man, it's starting to snow. Come on, buddy, what if I can't get a ride? Man, that's a long walk home. He kept at me, and he was my friend, and it was definitely getting cold, and it was late, and he probably wouldn't get a ride. So I finally gave in. It was the biggest mistake of my life. He had hidden his bowling bag back in the alley, and as he pulled it out, he said, "Oh, hey, this is for you. I bought 2 of these stupid things, one for me and one for you." Reaching into the bag, he brought out an Al Capone bomb and tossed it at me. He laughed. "Probably the dumb fuse doesn't even work, but I thought they looked cool." Leaning forward, I said, "You know, Pat, you know these things are real." "Yeah, right," he grinned. I grabbed his arm and hissed, "My brother knows the guy who makes them. You know they really blow up, don't you? You know that, don't you?" He smirked and looked at it for a moment, then grinned and said, "Yeah, I know, they're real." Then he laughed like I was trying to pull something over on him. "I mean, damn it, they're really real," I snapped. Laughing, he answered, "Okay, now come on, man. How about that jacket? I gotta get going." I begrudgingly peeled off my coveted motorcycle jacket and handed it to him. He quickly put it on, zipped it up, and said, "Man, this thing's really warm. Man, this feels great." Walking away into the darkness, he shouted, "See you in a couple of days." He was right. I definitely saw him just 2 days later in the hospital, and my jacket was in shreds.